A young boy accidentally found one of the most radioactive substances on Earth, completely unaware of the invisible death he was bringing home. To him, the shiny metal capsule looked like a misplaced treasure. Without a second thought, he pocketed it and walked back to his house. In that exact sub-second, an invisible countdown to execution began for his entire family. Within days, the boy's thighs swelled and turned a deep purple. He told his mother he had simply scraped it while playing soccer. It looked like a common, painful bruise, so the adults paid little attention. But it wasn't a bruise. It was a severe, fourth-degree radiation burn. The tiny object inside his pocket was emitting high-density gamma rays that effortlessly penetrated his clothing, skin, muscle, and bone, silently tearing his cellular DNA to shreds. How could a piece of scrap metal possess the lethal power of a miniature nuclear reactor? And why was $1 million piece of specialized industrial equipment carelessly abandoned in a quiet backyard in Mexico? The answer exposes a chain of negligence as horrifying as the radiation itself. On April 1st, while doing the laundry, the boy's mother discovered the heavy metal capsule in her son's pocket. Assuming it was a harmless scrap tool, she casually tossed it into the kitchen silverware drawer. Around this time, strange phenomena began in the kitchen. Clear glass cups resting near the cabinet started turning a mysterious, smoky black. This discoloration was the family's only warning sign, but they knew nothing of advanced physics. They simply washed the darkened cups and put them back, completely ignoring the silent alarm. The boy was the first to die. Because he carried the capsule directly in his pocket, he received a devastating radiation dose of approximately 5,200 rads. For humans, a dose of 500 rads is universally fatal. He had absorbed more than 10 times the lethal limit. Soon, his leg turned black as tissue rotted while he was still alive. Intractable nausea and vomiting followed, and his bone marrow completely failed. Unaware of the true cause, doctors treated him for common bruising and infections, while radiation continued to disintegrate his cells. On April 29th, just 38 days after finding the capsule, the 10-year-old boy passed away. Devastated by grief, the mother tried to numb her pain through endless housework. She was 6 months pregnant and spent almost her entire day in the kitchen, standing right by the counter where the silverware drawers sat precisely level with her abdomen. Within days, her health collapsed. She lost her appetite, developed severe anorexia, and her immune system disintegrated. Her skin suffered massive cellular damage, and her hair fell out in clumps. Tragically, a silent horror was playing out inside her womb. The high-energy gamma rays easily pierced through her body, completely halting the development of her unborn child. Mother and fetus both perished soon after. Next, the grandmother, who had moved in to help care for the family, began wasting away. Shortly after, the family's 2-year-old daughter fell critically ill. Her rapidly growing body absorbed the radiation like a sponge as she played near the kitchen. One by one, the family members died in excruciating pain. Only one person remained entirely unaffected: the father. He went to work every day, came home, ate the same food, and showed absolutely no symptoms. To the local police in 1962, the conclusion seemed obvious. This was not an infectious disease. It was a cold-blooded serial murder. Investigators fiercely believed the father had poisoned his family to start a new life. Imagine his psychological torment. He had just buried his son, his daughter, his heavily pregnant wife, and watched his mother-in-law dying, all while detectives screamed in his face, accusing him of being a monster. Police tore the house apart looking for arsenic or rat poison. They were entirely focused on a chemical killer, completely blind to the physical executioner sitting in the open silverware drawer. The case took a dramatic turn during a routine blood test. Doctors reviewing the mother's records noticed severe leukopenia. Her white blood cell count had dropped to near zero. Chemical poisons do not destroy blood components this way. Only radiation does. In July, experts from the Mexican National Nuclear Energy Commission arrived. Before they even stepped into the yard, their Geiger counters broke. Inside the house, the clicking speakers turned into a continuous, high-pitched shriek. In the kitchen drawer, right next to the spoons and forks, they found a small metal capsule, cobalt-60, with a terrifying radioactive activity of 5 curies. It was a component of an industrial radiography machine, left behind by a reckless private engineer. The mystery of the black glass cups was finally solved. Cobalt-60 emits high-energy gamma rays that violently knock electrons out of the glass structure, trapping them in microscopic defects to create color centers. The darkening glass had recorded every split second of radiation, a quiet diary of their march toward death. On July 22nd, technicians using robotic arms safely extracted the capsule into a lead container. But for some, the rescue came too late. The 2-year-old daughter died on August 18th, and the grandmother passed away on October 15th from acute radiation sickness. The father was fully exonerated, but how did he survive? Physics provides a precise mathematical explanation: the inverse square law. Radiation intensity decreases sharply with the square of the distance. The father worked outside all day and slept in the bedroom farthest from the kitchen. The distance, combined with thick concrete walls, shielded him from the brunt of the gamma rays. Yet survival did not mean salvation. The father had accumulated an overall dose of 1,000 rads. While his body partially repaired itself because the dose was gradual, the radiation robbed him of his future. Doctors diagnosed him with permanent, irreversible sterility. In a cruel twist of irony, the police had accused him of wiping out his family to build a new life, but the cobalt-60 ensured he would never be able to bring a new life into this world again.